All right, Shalom. First off, all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh Bashim Yashai Bashim Rakakadash. The honors to the apostles and elders of GMS. Salutes and honors to the elect, all the brothers across the four corners who are learning truth and sincerity, the women, the children, and confusion, the faith who follow. So, not sure what I'm gonna call this lesson as of right now. Do want to speak on just a video that I've seen, and I know the information has been floating around, so you may or may not have heard of it. But basically, what's going on in the country of Australia, the natives of that country, the Aboriginal people, are being persecuted. All right, and it's a pretty much a dry run of everything that we've been saying for years of this oncoming persecution. So, with this being said, Lord's willing, this is an edifying video. Let me see. I have an article here. I'll briefly speak on the article. Um, and I'll put everything in the description so you can watch the video for yourself. I'm going to pretty much word for word tell you what they said in the video. I can't play the video because they do say a lot of things that may get the video flagged. So this is going to be easier if I say it to you, but it's damn near word for word. But this is from redvoicemedia.com. It says, breaking, Aboriginals hunted by military. It says, kids vaccinated by force. Stu Peters airs disturbing video. Okay, so he has the video or whatnot. So before we jump into this video, I want to get a scripture, which this is Revelation 12:12. It says, therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he had but a short time. And these are the times that we're in, and that's how it's going to be here in America. And these times have already come to other places around the world. And, I'm going to, like I said, I'm going to go into what was said in the video, and it's going to really break it down to you itself. So, like I said, this is, and I quote, he said foreign militaries, foreign police officers, and local military and local police officers are pressuring our people to take this bioweapon. They're telling people they can't eat in shops, they can't leave their community, they can't go shopping elsewhere. So it's martial law. I kind of jumped the gun because he says it, but that's really what it is. So in these times and here in America, what are they saying? If you don't have the vaccine, then you're not going to be able to participate in society. You're not going to be able to go to the restaurants, to go to the movies, to go to the concerts, to go to the grocery store. You're not going to be able to survive unless you have the vaccine, and ultimately, unless you got the mark. This is because ultimately this is what it is. It's a dry run for the mark. Now I'm gonna try not to interrupt, but something that I just got to speak on. It says those who are fleeing from the forced vaccination are being fined $5,000. So this is martial law. This is a war crime. This is a crime against humanity, and that's exactly what it is. It says everything that is being implemented is a trial run on the Aboriginal people. We are the guinea pigs. We are the dry run for everything. All right, and coming to a hood near you, because they got to test it out somewhere. They testing it on people that nobody give a fuck about. To say it plain, they can't test it on Jake here in America. They see Jake rile up. They can't test it on South America. They've been decimating the African population since I've been alive with, all different kinds of manner of viruses and diseases and all of that. So in order to test it out, who don't nobody care about? Who will the public not come to the aid of? The Aboriginals. You know, it's an easy testing ground. All right, it says what they are doing in our community now. Don't think because you live in a major city that you're void of it. This is a dry run for the rest of the country, for the rest of the world, and that's a beautiful point. Don't think just because the martial law ain't hit your block that it's not coming. It's happening over there. The scripture said it's going to happen first and foremost, so we know it's going to come. We know that this is on the rise. All right, and they said that those that are fleeing are being forced or being fined. Now, let's get this Second Ezra real quick. Second Ezra chapter 15. The whole chapter, the whole chapter is good, but verse 16 it says, "For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power." So that sedition among men is not is basically going against the authority figures. All right, that's going to be running rampant in those days, but by not participating in the machination of the world, that you're pretty much going against the authority. So now what? So they have to put you back in line. They have to make sure that you are going along with the doctrination of the world and everyone else that's in it, or their agenda, should I say. All right, it says, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. That's how it's going to be. Everything's going to be blocked off. You're not going to be able to get in or out of the city. So that just brings me to mind Matthew 24, starting at verse 15. It says, "When ye therefore shall see the abomination of desolation, spoken of by Daniel the prophet, stand in the holy place, whoso readeth, let him understand. Let them which be in Judea flee into the mountains, and let him which is on the housetop come not down to take anything out of his house. Neither him which is in the field return back to take his clothes. And woe to them that are with child, and to them that give suck in those days. Pray that your flight be not in the winter, neither on the Sabbath day." So, and that was talking about, when the Romans were coming down, but it definitely applies to these times too. Okay, because we're going to have to flee. We're going to have to flee the cities. We're going to have to, when martial law comes down, when it's chaos in the streets in the cities, when there's no food in the stores, the city is the last place you're going to want to be. All right, because why? You have a large population of people. And people means violence, people means rape, people means robbery, murder. All right, people are going to do whatever they have to do in order to survive. So we have to have Yahweh B'Shem Shai in us to get us through that day. But once they start locking these cities down, you're not going to be able to sneak into the city. You're not going to be able to sneak out of the city. All right, and look at what's going on right now. They're going to these people. They live in the high, what is it called? The central desert of Australia. All right, these people aren't just in a little town outside of Sydney or something like that. These people are in a rural area out in the bush, and they're persecuting these people with military. What makes you think that they won't follow you out there to the wilderness here? When we were slaves and we escaped, did they not come after us? What makes you think that they are not going to come and persecute you and hunt you down like the dog that they believe that you are? If you ain't got the Most High on your side, man, you're not gonna make it in those times, man. I can't stress that enough. Let me hold on. Let me finish breaking this down. I said, "Woe unto them that give suck in those days, and pray that your flight be not in the winter or on the Sabbath day." because children will give away your position. Not only that, it's difficult, having a baby out in the elements, day in, day out, moving camp from here to here to here to here to here, day in, day out. You don't have a permanent residency. You're getting it how you live, living off the land. Okay? That's why you gotta have the Most High on your side. It says, and pray that your flight be not in the winter, because it's cold. I don't know where you are at watching this video, but here in Nebraska, it gets cold in the winter. Even if there's no snow on the ground, it gets cold. Negative temperatures. So, Lord will, what I'm saying, he provides that protection. He is that strong tower. So where was I at? Okay, yeah. It says, what they're doing in our community, don't think just because you live in a major city that you're void of it. It says this is a dry run for the rest of the world and the rest of the country. It says they tried it on us. They tried the basic card, the universal income, and the non-cash card. Everything gets tried on us. So I looked up this basic card, and it says the basic card is a pin protected card used by people who are income managed. It lets people use their income managed money to pay for goods and services. They can use it at a wide range of approved stores and businesses. You can get your existing ETF POS terminal to accept, so basically a card reader, to accept the basic card. It says it's a reusable card that gives you access to your income managed money through the EFT. The EFT POS facilities at approved stores and businesses. To get a basic card, you must first start income management. All right, and income management helps you manage your payments for essentials like food, rent, and bills. So it's basically the government giving you money on a card, but saying you can only spend it for this, this, and this, and you can only spend it here, here, and here. All right. We don't have nothing like that in America, but guess what? Expect it to come. Expect it to come with the chip. Okay? Or maybe even before the chip. It's basically them having that control over where you spend. They know exactly what you're spending on, what you're buying, and where it's going, because it's all controlled by them. That's the whole thing about this. It's control. He wants to control your mind, your body. He wants your soul. Okay, he wants your land, your woman, your child, everything. All right, he wants control of everything. Let me go back to, and then universal basic income. He said that they tried that on them as well. So the universal basic income is where everyone gets a set amount of money per month. All right, so it's like say you have a city with 10,000 people. All right, everyone in that city is making, let's say, $50,000. So every year, every month, everyone gets X amount, whatever that is, was probably like, I don't know, 4,000 a month or something like that. So everyone gets that 4,000 a month to do whatever with, but you get that every month, and now, whether you work a job or not, that's what universal basic income is. Because if they're having robots to do the work of people, then people would still have to survive and pay for things in some sort of way. That's another part of their agenda is to replace everything. That's why when you go to Walmart, you're self-checking out. So, because they want to decrease the population, the working population. All right. And, we see everything. The brother had a video, he had an article in a group chat today about robots, giving birth or something like that. It was weird, some Skynet type shit. But these are the times that we're living in. And all this is believable because, like I said, we've been speaking about this for years. Um, he said the New World Order agenda. It says everything is being tried on the Southern tribal people. So let's get this Job 5:12. It says he disappointed the devices of the crafty, so that their hands cannot perform their enterprise. So they're trying all this stuff out, like the guy saying it's a dry run. All right, they're getting their ducks in a row to know how people are going to react. So how do you do that? You get sample size. All right, if you do a sample size of 10, and maybe 6 or 7 people react a certain way, it's okay. 7 out of 10 people will do this. All right, so if the data holds up, we can get 100 people, and 70 people should do this same act. Now, if you stretch it out to 100 and only, 55 or 60 people do it, now, okay, so now we know where we need to make changes and things like that. So then they go and tweak it and then do the experiment all over again till they get the desired outcome. So that's why they start with a smaller population, like the Aborigines, so that they can then expand it to the whole world. Once they get it down, they know exactly how to do it. All right, we line them up. And matter of fact, let me keep reading because it's going to tell them exactly what they're doing. It says they're using pressure or coercion with the reward for food or money. They're pressuring us now in every way. All right, so what they're doing, they're lining people up and saying, "Hey, look, you need to get the vaccine. If you don't get the vaccine, you're not going to be able to eat in this restaurant. You're not going to be able to go to that grocery store." All right, you're pressuring people like, "Hey, look, I know you're hungry. I know you need something to eat. Just go ahead and get this, and we'll give you a couple dollars in your pocket, and we'll give you some vouchers so that you can eat wherever you want to, So, like the devil that he is, he's coming at you from all angles, using everything that he can to do what? To beguile you, just like he did Eve, to get you to go off. But that's why you got to be mentally strong, physically strong, and definitely spiritually strong. I preach that all the time. You got to have all three. You can't just have one and lack the other two. All right, these are codependent. All three of them are codependent. It says that now they're bringing in the military. They are not letting people in or out. Our people are scared. Our people are frightened. Our people are terrorized out there. This is torture. And we know you know how to torture somebody, but he's making a plea to the world for his people and saying, "Hey, look, man, it's getting bad. This is really scary." And he mentioned that it was foreign militaries, foreign policemen, and in a consort with local authorities. And we've been preaching that for years. That what? Foreign troops will come, foreign troops on the ground are going to put American martial law. Who would they be? They'd be the peacekeepers, the UN peacekeepers. Peacekeepers. That's the code word. But they ain't keeping no peace, man. All right, they're here for blood. They're over there. If you're not, what do you think happens if you don't follow their agenda? Or if you do something or you talk back? They got a smart mouth. The nigga woman got a smart mouth. You think they're just gonna let that shit slide? No, they're gonna bow. Hit you with the butt of a gun. And let you pick your teeth up off the floor. Time for fun and games it's over. It's over. If you're not getting right now, All right, if you're not mentally prepared for this, they're gonna come down. This isn't a game. This isn't a joke. They are gonna come down because they know that they have but a short time. They need to execute this agenda. That's why they got the Omicron. Keep thinking it's a game if you want to. You know, so let's finish everything else that he was saying. He says we're calling out to the international community to bring this out. He said Candace Owens is calling for the U.S. military to intervene here. It says when they went to Iraq, he says Candace Owens is calling for the U.S. military to intervene here, just like they did when they went to Iraq and Afghanistan over lies. All right, so he's like, well, they to help out the people of Iraq, to help out the people of Afghanistan behind a lie. The U.S. military went over there and helped those people, supposedly, helped them to a whole lot of poppy. That's what poppy seeds. That's what they really did. But why not go help the people who actually need the help? That's what he's saying. But the U.S. government would never do that. Who do you think the people, who are those foreign entities that are over there fucking those people up? Forcing vaccines on them. It's probably some U.S. peacekeepers. And you know, it's a lot of movies going on right now about like former soldiers, like how they do these covert operations and you know, Blackwater and you know these different militia groups. What else would a soldier do? You done did 3 tours in Afghanistan, 2 tours in Iraq, and you come home and you gonna work at the hardware store? No, you're a soldier. You're built for war. You're built for killing people. Now you're a hitman for hire. Now, you know, they're gonna pay you a couple $1,000s to go, you know, boots on the ground and go round up some natives, some aborigines, and you know, make them get the medicine. Is that so far-fetched? They make movies about everything else. They make movies about that. About the soldiers, that is. They already used to taking orders from the government. But I digress. It says, but we aren't lying. Alright, it says, we are the people on the ground. This is truth. This is reality. You know, he's literally pouring his heart out. Says, do not ignore this cry. Do not ignore this pullout. All right, says this is a land grab, and they're using this bioweapon to get us out. And that's true. It is a land grab. All right, because Esau he wants that land. He wants to have control over the whole earth. And as long as, you know, those indigenous people are on those lands, he can't have full autonomy. It's like Gad. He had to take Gad down. Gad owned all this country. Gad and Issachar. And what did they do? They pushed him back. They pushed him back. They ran him out of Florida. Made him walk the Trail of Tears all the way to Oklahoma. It's the same thing. They are the new niggas. If they could put them in slavery, they would. Not too long ago, it was legal for a white man to kill an Aborigine. No course of reaction or action of recourse. No judgments, no nothing. But that's all he pretty much said. Like I said, that link is going to be in the description. Let me get a couple of these scriptures real quick. Last few, going off what I just said. This is Deuteronomy 19 and 14. It says, "Thou shalt not remove thy neighbor's landmark, which they of old time have set in thine inheritance, which thou shalt inherit in the land that the Lord thy power giveth thee to possess it." All right, and Esau is a fucking mastermind at that, taking over your land. All right, and removing the landmark. Deuteronomy 27 and 17. "Cursed be he that removeth his neighbor's landmark, and all the people shall say, Amen." All right, so this devil got a lot to pay for, a lot more than just removing landmarks. But like he said, like we've been saying, this man has a plan. All right, you can call this a conspiracy theorist, whatever it is you want, whatever it is you feel. But this devil has a plan for us. All right, but guess what? The Most High has a plan too. He's going to disappoint that man. All right, that man of perdition, the man of destruction. All right, so that's really all I had. Yeah, so the link is going to be in the description. You can check out the video yourself. This man's coming down. Everything that this guy said that's going over there in Australia is coming here. So we need to be prepared. Get your household in order. Do what you got to do. If you need to stack up on some goods, do it. If you need to, what you need to do is get your faith up. Easier said than done. All this is easier said than done. The brother Raib, he always, it's easy to tell somebody to do something. It's easy for me to tell you to get your mind, your body, and your spirit in order. But it's a lot harder to do. It takes discipline. All right, you gotta want to be right, or not to be right, to get right. You gotta want to physically be stronger. You gotta want to mentally be stronger. Or you gotta want to have your spirit better. But guess what? Faith without works is dead. So you have to take those actions that are going to get you physically stronger. Take the actions to get your spirit where it needs to be. All right? To get your mind where it needs to be. You got to go down that rabbit hole. Whether it's watching survival videos to get you in that mindset that, hey, look, I'm going to be out there. The scripture says we're going to be out there. We're going to be out there in the elements, in the wilderness. Lord's will the Most High protect us, but hey, our physical bodies are still physical bodies. We're not immune to cold. We're going to literally be out there. So you have to wrap your mind around that. We're going to be persecuted. They're going to come for our lives, for our children, for our wives, for our families. Our families may give us up. All these are in the realm of possibility. So you really got to understand what we're in, what time it is, and what to expect. So, Baba Bashar, please, please, please don't take this as a game. Please be prepared, because although we don't have much longer till Yahweh Bashem Yahushai comes back, this man is going to roll. All right, so we definitely need to be prepared. With that being said, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, Bashem Karkadash, double honors to the apostles and the elders of GMS. Salutes and honors to the elect, all the brothers across the four corners who are enduring in truth and sincerity, the women, the children, and confusion of faith who follow. Shalom.